I er klar til at få energien frem, både på publikum og blandt scenen. Er I klar til at hoppe og danse? Er I klar til at synge og råbe? Så giv en rigtig varm dansk velkomst til Downhere!
Who invented that? Who invented that? Everybody, eh? This is the only place that we've ever been that does that. It's amazing. You definitely have your own thing here in Denmark, and we love it. And we want more. We want more of it. And like Jason said, we do want to meet you guys tonight. So if you want to stick around, we'd love to talk and stuff. We want to leave you with a couple more songs. This one's off our first album.
Downhere, welcome to Denmark.
Thank you.
It's good to be back.
Yeah, this is the third time you're in Denmark now.
Number three.
Yep.
Yeah.
Number three.
What's your expectations for tonight?
Expectations.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's kind of hard to put expectations when we're kind of the ones responsible for meeting expectations of other people.
What are your expectations of tonight? That's
Just
the
a great concert with guys who like to rock.
All right, sounds good to us.
We'll deliver. Right.
It's gonna be cool. I think it's a great room, and you know, probably. Well, we haven't done a lot of indoor shows in Denmark, I guess, but out of our indoor shows, this is our favorite.
Okay. Yeah. Last time when you were here at the O Festival, I heard someone after the concert shouting, "Freddie Mercury is back!" And then I listened to your new CD, Wide-Eyed and Mystified, and your bonus track, you have this short, what you call Queen a cappella sound.
Well, yeah, if you want to call it that.
Yeah. What are your connections to Queen or Freddie Mercury, their style? Are you trying to make a copy?
Besides the fact that we grew up together.
Okay, Freddie was your neighbor.
Yeah. In England, I think.
I think. Yeah, he was a good neighbor, I think.
Not so much. We didn't. I don't think any of us grew up listening to Queen. It's just, you know, the movie Wayne's World.
Yeah.
That's where I first heard about Queen.
Okay.
Yeah. But he's a good singer.
Okay.
After a while, when you start being compared to, you know, especially for Mark, every night of his life, people, you know, you sound a lot like Freddie Mercury.
Did anybody ever tell you that?
Anyone ever say that? You know, you have to check out some Queen music, you know.
Yeah.
That bonus track, here's a little gem of information for you.
Yeah.
That little thing at the very end that sounds very Queenish is actually the hymn, I Surrender All.
Yes.
Yes.
And originally, we were going to put it at the beginning of our song "Surrender," and the melody is "All to Thee, my precious Savior, I surrender all." That's what at the end.
And then it was going to be dum dum, and we thought, you don't want to be taken to Queen right before a song about surrender.
Exactly. That's why we put it at the end.
But it was too cool to not have on the records.
Okay, so back on the radio, we'll try and make a remix.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So maybe we can play that one tonight.
Maybe we can.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. So, you've been to Denmark 3 times now, and you're on a tour in Europe, and you're going back on a tour in Europe this...
Potentially...
August? Yeah, we may be coming back in August.
So what are your plans? Are you planning on buying a house in Denmark or somewhere in Europe?
I would, if I could.
We can't afford to buy houses in Europe.
Okay.
Or the U.S. Well, some of us can.
Yep.
So you're not planning on moving to Europe, just coming and making a trip once a year?
We like to be here, you know, and because it is a part of the world, and we think we have something to share, you know.
Yeah. And it's nice that every time we come back, it feels more natural. Because the first time I was like, oh, nobody speaks my language. It's so weird. I feel so out of place. But now it kind of feels normal, you know.
So when people come tonight, some people have heard Downhere before. For some, it's new. What kind of feeling or what kind of impression do you want people to have when they go home tonight?
I always, you know, my prayer is that people would connect with the message of our music, but I think more importantly, we want to paint a picture sort of between the four of us, like how we care for each other and how we really care about our audience. You know, we want to see our audience blessed, and that's ultimately why we do what we do, because we want to see people, you know, grow closer to God and take some steps in their journey of faith, you know, and ultimately, that's what I think our biggest goal is, to do that, just to bless people, you know, and have them, as a result of hearing our music and hearing our stories, take a step towards God, you know. And I think that's the ultimate, you know. So in everything we do, you know, on stage, I think that's the picture I'm trying to paint. It's like, I really want people to see that we care about the audience, and the reason we care about I think that endears them to us to hear our story. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. So have you ever thought about having another profession instead of being a musician? To quit down here and be a carpenter?
I mean, for me personally, being in a band was never a viable profession for me, or a profession that I would have chosen. So it's always kind of been a journey of, okay, I've stumbled upon this profession that the Lord's had for me. And I think we all know that it's at some point when the Lord says it's time to move on to something else, we're open to that, and we all have different areas of giftedness that will allow us to do those things. But for this time, this season of our lives, we're called to this profession.
And now you're trying. You have made a Christian band. Have you ever thought about making a band that's not have a Christian face, but just have a Christian lyric and? the Christian thoughts.
Right. I think, you're talking about the difference between implicit lyricism and explicit lyricism. Really, if your art is explicit, if you're a realist as a painter, in the music industry at large, if you are explicit about your Christianity, you're a Christian band by default. It's just where you get put. So in order for us to be or a secular band or whatever you want to call it, it would really be changing our artistry. You know what I mean? And we can't do that because we're good at realism.
I think any band that writes songs about their faith, about God or Jesus especially, even if you don't mention Jesus, if people get a hint that you're talking about Christianity, they automatically put you in the Christian box. Look at Creed, for example. They never claimed to be a Christian band, but to everyone, they're that Christian rock band. Yeah. But they never claimed it. So I don't think we're ever going to, not that we ever want to be not a Christian band. We're Christians, and that's what
you got to sing about what your passion is. I don't think any artist would say, that they would take any joy in their life from painting pictures of things that they just don't move them. It doesn't make sense, and so we sing about songs and we sing about topics. We sing songs about topics that move us first. You know what I mean? And we feel like those are the things that connect with people. Is our story and the humanness and our lens of the gospel and of grace and all the things that we're passionate about has got to be universal because we're human.
Yeah.
So that's a long answer, but yeah, we're a Christian band.
People will always call us that.
Yeah.
No matter what, yeah.
And now you have made 3 CDs. You have made, I don't know the number of your tracks, but you have a bunch of tracks now. Which one are your favorites individual?
I just thought of something right now, and it's back to the old question, and it was a real big encouragement to me as I had the thought. Sorry for changing the subject. But, Christian, the word Christian didn't come from the church. The followers of the beginning church called themselves the Way. It was the outside world that put the label Christian on the people who were acting like Christ. You know what I mean? And I was just like, man, gosh, we're pegged as Christians. Yes.
Rejoice.
We're doing it right. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Great thought.
Yeah.
So back to the questions about
your favorite song.
Yeah, the favorite song. Was it difficult to find?
It's difficult because you play the same songs every night, and even after a new CD, it doesn't take long for them all to start to feel old after a while. Usually, it's the newest song we've played. It's the favorite one because it feels fresh.
Yeah.
But it changes. But sometimes it has a lot to do with if you feel like you're really communicating something that the crowd is really understanding, and that can be your favorite song. For me, sometimes the song we play, The Real Jesus, I feel like it's a time for me to share something that's just really important to me about who Christ is and what a challenge it is for the church to be Christ in the world. And I really feel like a lot of people really are tracking with me when I'm singing that song. But it's different for all of us, I'm sure.
I think that's the key, is when we feel most like we're communicating, is the song that, and for me, a better way. I've never felt comfortable sharing my faith, It's always been sort of a weird thing. I'm not gifted as an evangelist in any way, shape, or form. It's sort of always been awkward for me, and I think that song has given me the language to share my faith, and I think that's why it's my favorite song to play, especially live.
We just want to wish you the best of luck for the concert tonight.
Yes, thank you.
And may God bless your work as a band and also the work tonight.
Cool.
Thanks, Philip.
Yeah,
Looking forward for the concert.
It's going to be good.
Good talking to you.
Yeah, good talking to you.
Good.
You'll have to talk to us after the show, and we'll see how we actually did. See if it was like a total botch.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.